यहाँ समय हेऱ्यो आज चाहिँ यो दुईटा क्वेशन हेर्न बाँकी छ I think we have done cycloid yesterday itself, है ना? यो बल्ल हिजो गरे थियो हैन cycloid?
खै कुन यो हो जस्तो लाग्यो
गरा छैन म
हैन होला
cycloid चाहिँ गरेछौँ हैन हामीले पहिला पढ्न चाहिँ पढाछ छैन
पहिला त अब पढेको
okay so cycloid this cycloid look at the equation of cycloid and tell me is it facing upward or downward?
Yeah.
The cycloid
Downward.
Downward?
upward
This is facing upward.
X
Okay.
equal to a theta plus sin theta नै हुने हो
Yes. त्यही हैन इक्वेसन हामीले प्लट पनि गरेर हेरे हैन एउटा साइक्लोइडलाई You were expecting 1 here in place of theta?
Yes, ma'am.
No, it's theta. Okay, let me show you that curve sketching equations. This is your equation, isn't it? This is your first cycloid, a theta plus sine theta, x y equals to a 1 plus cos theta. Second one is x equals to a theta minus sine theta, y equals to a 1 minus cos theta. This is your third, this is your fourth. So all the terms are similar, only your sign is different, isn't it? अनि हामीले यसलाई plotting गरेर हेर्दा फेरि हाम्रो यो cycloid यस्तो curve बने हैन? You forgot?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, so it's theta, not 1. So this is facing upward and passing through origin also, है ना? हमले equation cycloid equation हेरेपछि we have to decide two things, whether it is facing upward or downward, because we have two different signs for x and y. So your cycloid is facing upward, and then because you put theta equals to 0, you will get x 0, y 0, so it's passing through origin. So this is your cycloid, and you have to show that. You have to show that s square equals to 8ay. ये कसैको continuously unmute. Mute करूँ मैं mute सबैको mute करूँ. Okay, s square equals to 8ay, where s is measured from vertex to any point. Okay, so what does this question says? Your s, suppose s is any distance length from vertex. Vertex means origin 0, 0 to any point of the cycloid. I कतै कुनै एउटा point सम्म. Let's take x, y in any x, y. So this blue length it's talking about. Okay, so let us assume that this is the length. So you have to prove that if s is such length, then you have to prove s square equals to 8ay. That's it. So तिमीहरुले के गर्नु पर्यो? Just simply apply your length of the curve rectification formula and carry on with it, and you will get the result. Okay, so I will just give you a hint. Tell me what will be the possible limits of integration. Here your equation is parametric equation. You are going to use a formula for parametric equation. So because x and y is some function of theta, so your function will integration function will also be be theta. You are going to integrate with respect to theta. So what is the limits of integration in this case? What is the possible limits of integration?
0 to theta.
Very good. 0 to theta. You see, your initial point is 0, 0 origin. So when did you get x0 and y0? When you put theta equals to 0. Hence, theta 0 is the initial point. Okay. Then when is when will you get any x comma y for any theta? You don't know what is theta, you don't know what x and y. So any theta gives you any x and y. So your upper limit will be theta only. Okay. So that you have to determine. You could decide everything is now easy. You have to just apply your formula. So what is the formula for parametric form? This is going to be a formula. So you will find out your dx over d theta, dy by d theta, put it here, integrate it, and apply limits of integration 0 to theta. And when you apply this, and when you after you integrate, timako result ki auncha? S will be in terms of what are you going to get?
Theta.
Very good. Some function of theta, isn't it? Your S will be some function of theta because you are going to put limits of integration finally 0 to theta. एकचोटि theta को ठाउँमा 0, एकचोटि theta को ठाउँमा theta नै राख्दाखेरि you are going to finally get some function of theta as a result for S. Now, what does question says? Question says that you have to prove S square is equals to 8ay. Okay. So that means you are going to do square both sides. Squaring, you will get s square equals to some function of theta square. So it should be equal to 8ay. What is your y? What is your y? A1 minus cos theta. Yes, exactly. So you will get something like this. Okay. When you hint integration part is similar to this question. Integration, so your question is similar answer. So here you will be doing integration also. Now let's understand this question. What does question says? Question says that you have to find the parameter of cardioid. Okay. So parameter total length pani chahiyo, r equals to a1 minus cos theta cardioid ko lagi, and you also have to show that arc of the upper half is bisected by theta equals to 2 pi by 3. So what does it says? So what do you mean by arc of the upper half? It's talking about this length. Okay. This upper length. So question says you have to show that this blue length is bisected by this green line, which is theta equals to 2 pi by 3. Okay. So what you have to show that from here till here, from 0 to 2 pi by 3, your length of the cardioid from 0 to 2 pi by 3 is half of the length of the cardioid from 0 to
Pi.
Yes, exactly, pi. Okay, upper half means still pi. So that's what you have to do. Okay, so you will apply again your rectification formula for polar curves. तिमीको polar curves को लागि rectification formula apply गर्ने. त्यसको लागि you need dr over d theta. Okay, so dr over d theta चाहियो, and you have to show that length of upper half is twice the length of cardioid from 0 to 2 pi by 3 summa. So simple integrations are, most of the things is available here, and just simplify this expression. Okay, integration 0 to pi. Definitely your first limits, you have to do just one thing. Limits of integration change garne sath you will get both the lengths. First do integration of this function. यसो गरे पनि हुन्छ एउटा यसो गरे पनि हुन्छ तिमीले अघि भर्खर गरेथ्यौ नि हैन एस फाइन्ड आउट गर्ने 0 देखि थीटा सम्म लिएर फाइन्ड आउट योर इंटीग्रल solve your integral you will get some function of theta अब यो some function of theta मा एकचोटी put theta equals to pi and then put theta equals to 2 pi by 3 यसरी गरे पनि हुन्छ whatever you feel like or you just do one thing पहिला सुरुदेखि नै 0 देखि pi लिएर get your final some function of theta and apply 0 to pi limits of integration until some final function of theta ma फेरि 0 to 2 pi by 3 राख्ने whatever you want to do so just carry on doing this all of you complete this I have just mentioned first and last step so when you do this integration your integration चाहिँ तिमीको previous question सँग पनि similar छ And did I mention that I've already uploaded these files in your teams? I know, team ma gaera files ma check gare ni you can find these notes already. So if you miss out anything, you can take reference from there, or if you have any difficulty, you can contact me. Still, if you have difficulty, is anybody trying to say anything? कसैको सल्युसन आयो यो इंटीग्रेशन भयो कसैको यहाँ छुटेको स्टेप आई एम जस्ट टकिङ अबाउट इट सो यू डोन्ट हैव टु नोट डाउन एभ्रीथिङ तिमीले सबै कुरा नोट गर्नै पर्दैन सबै नोट्समा सबै छ नि हैन डोन्ट वरी अबाउट इट जस्ट डू द मिसिङ पार्ट यसपछिको स्टेप आई एम टकिङ अबाउट आफ्टर दिस फ्रम हियर टिल हियर यहाँदेखि यहाँ स्टेपको बीचमा के भयो जस्ट फिल इन द ग्याप्स Bhuvan?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any doubts?
छैन ma'am.
Okay, integration भइरहेछ
त्यो 1 minus cos theta लाई उ गर्नु भयो होला के रे तो
स्क्वायरिङ गरेर you can see a square sin square theta and a square cos square theta त 1 भएर आउँछ हैन a square मात्र भएर आउँछ and so on simplify भएर simplify yes root पनि हट्छ नि पछि
हजुर त्यही हो त्यो छैन समस्या छैन म्याम
ओके ओके सो भयो हैन सल्युसन आयो कि आएन अर्चित अरियल
यस म्याम
सल्युसन आयो
त्यो इंटीग्रेशन को पार्ट चाहिँ निस्क्यो त्यो भ्यालु राख्दै हो म चाहिँ
भ्यालु राख्दै हो ओके
भन्नाले त्यो लिमिट्स
0 to pi आश्मा शर्मा
Yes, ma'am.
0 to pi को लागि आयो रिजल्ट
0 to pi.
क्लियर छैन आवाज एकदम सानो छ के छ आश्मा 0 to pi को लागि रिजल्ट आयो
गर्दैछु ma'am. Integration गर्दैछु.
ओके ओके
8a हो ma'am.
8a होइन रिजल्टमा लेखा छ अलरेडी 4a फर 0 to pi 8a कतिको लागि आयो Ashmi, are you talking about the total length of the cardioid?
Yes ma'am, म गर्दैछु एकछिन 8a आयो अब मेरो.
Okay, okay. Anju?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your status? What are you doing?
Yeah, त्यो 0 to pi मा 4a sin theta by 2 हुनुपर्ने हैन र
यसको इन्टिग्रेसन गर्न बाँकी नै छ नि इन्टिग्रेसन गरेपछि बल्ल 4a आउँछ अन्जु पहिला आउँदैन
Okay, I'll do it again.
Yeah, I missed out d theta. Maybe that's confused. That confused you. But माथिबाट integration follow गरेर आइराछ भने you shouldn't have this type of confusion. Anil BK.
हजुर म्याम
I answer.
आइसक्यो म्याम
Okay, 4a पनि आयो 2a पनि आयो.
यस म्याम
Good. Okay, so you all can just cross check. If you missed out, then go through your notes and do it again. Okay, so definitely you all will get 4a and 2a. So here you can easily see, clearly see that 0 to 2 pi by 3 ko jun length hai, it's half of upper length of the cardioid. So what will be the total length of the cardioid? It's quite obvious. 2 times of 4a means 8a. So your parameter is 8a. So that's all in rectification.
Ma'am, मलाई question number 4 देखाइदिनु न एकचोटी
354. This one?
Oh yes ma'am.
इसमा के डाउट छ र
हैन भयो म्याम उता मैले त्यो फाइलमा भेटा थिएन कि यो क्वेशन अनि त्यही भएर
ए यो फाइलमा मैले यो सिमिलर टु प्रिभियस क्वेशन छ यो कन्भर्जन सबैलाई आउनु परिहाल्यो कन्भर्जन गरेर गर्ने हो सो मैले त्यही भएर मेन्सन गरिन
ए
फाइलमा छैन सल्युसन सिमिलर टु प्रिभियस क्वेशन भएको भएर अलराइट भोल्युम एन्ड सर्फेस एरिया I need to show one video in this case, so let me search for it first. All right, volume and surface area. Banasat, you will imagine that till now we are studying we are dealing with 2D curves, isn't it? Circle, ellipse, asteroid, hypocycloid, and so on, loops. All these are 2D curve. I've stopped my sharing for a while. I'm just searching. Okay. But now we are saying volume and surface area. So isn't that confusing? So what are we going to do in this case? We will do one thing. We will rotate your 2D curve, given 2D curve, about either x-axis or about y-axis. Okay. So you have to just imagine. Just close your eyes and imagine that there is a curve which is rotating about either x-axis or y-axis. So you are going to get solid surface after that rotation, revolution, bottom ki rotation after one complete rotation. Okay. So let me just start sharing now. Okay. So suppose this is your any curve. Suppose this is any curve. Okay. And this curve is rotating about x-axis. So you have to see that your distance from curve remains same, हैन तिमीको यो equidistant राखेर curve सँग x-axis र curve को बीचमा जुन distance छ equidistant राखेर when you rotate this curve about x-axis. Okay, यसरी rotation गरिसकेपछि after one complete rotation, after 360-degree rotation, what are you going to get? Can you imagine in this case? Your case ma can you imagine what sort of solid surface will be formed? Come on. Let me see how much you are good at this imagination skill.
Pot, ma'am.
Ah, yes. You can say so like this. Flower vase just a something like this. Pot, you can say, you can see it anyway, I know. So your curve like rotate gare bhane you are going to get this kind of solid surface. Okay, now अब यो जुन solid surface form भयो यसको त volume छ नि यसको पनि surface area छ नि. So now we are going to talk about volume and solid surface area of this solid. Okay, so that's what we are going to do in this topic. Now let me show you another curve, and can you imagine it's this? Look at this red curve. Look at this red curve. Can you imagine what solid surface, what kind of solid surface will be formed after rotation of this curve? About x-axis, your axis ka about rotate गरिसकेपछि what are you going to get?
कोन जस्तो
Any other definition?
Vortex जस्तो होला नि.
Something like this? But पहिला उसमा पुरानो जमानाको एन्टिक एउटा स्पिकर पनि यस्तै खालको हुन्थ्यो नि हैन म्युजिक सिस्टमको स्पिकर something like this. Okay, so now let me show you one video which shows what actually happens when you are rotating any curve. So you can assume that we are holding this curve by a hand and rotating it about x-axis by 360 degree. So one complete rotation. Okay, so let me play this again. So this is how it is working. Okay, अब clear छ हैन सबैलाई?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, now let's discuss something important. अब हामीलाई के गर्नु पर्यो यो भोल्युम र सर्फेस एरियाको फर्मुलाको कुरा गर्नु पर्यो. Okay. Now actually what is happening, this curve is rotating about x-axis. So because we have to use integration, the integration ki logic so that it divides your curve into infinitely small portions, isn't it? So let us assume that this is your one of the infinitely small portions and we are going to rotate this infinitely small part. So this small change in x, this small change in x, we are going to call it dx, isn't it? And also now we have idea of rectification. The ds a small length of the curve, like small curved length of the curve can also be called as ds हैन. हामीले dx भनेपछि चाहिँ straight line जस्तो assume गर्छ हैन. ds भनेपछि चाहिँ त्यो यति small छ कि almost it also represents like a curved length. Okay, length. So now let's zoom it, dx. Okay, let's zoom this. Now let's see. अब ये small portion को rotation भइसकेपछि about x-axis. Let's say that this is your x-axis. When you rotate this about x-axis by 360 degree, what are you going to get? What are you going to get?
Cylinder of radius dx. Height ds.
Really? You said cylinder, that's fine, but what is the formula for volume? Volume को formula के सा?
Radius dy हुन्छ के.
Okay, pi r square h by volume को formula for cylinder. Now we have to determine what is your r, that is radius, what is your h, that is height. So what is the height of the cylinder?
dx.
Yes, this height is dx, isn't it? So what is its radius? Radius भनेको this length. How much is this length?
Okay, असिमले भने जस्तै dy.
Really?
dy एकछिन है. No.
Is this
Y
height
dy by 2 होला.
dy by 2? My goodness, please don't say this.
Y.
dy नै हुन्छ
Y चाहिँ हो होला।
y नै हुन्छ कि म्याम?
Isn't it y?
Yes,
Y
ma'am,
हो
y
नि
नै
यहाँदेखि
हुन्छ.
यहाँसम्मको लेन्थ
त्यही
y
त.
हैन कसरी dy भयो है? Don't get confused. It's not dy हैन. This height is y. Okay. dx चाहिँ छ यो इन्फाइनाइटली स्मल छ हैन? तर हाम्रो यो यहाँदेखि यहाँसम्मको डिस्टेन्स त हामीले इन्फाइनाइटली स्मल लिएको छैन नि है. So it's y, not dy. Okay, so your formula will be pi y square dx. So this is your volume of this infinitely small cylinder. अब यो infinitely small cylinder भनेको एउटा डिस्क जस्तो भएर आयो हैन, किनकि यो तिम्रो dx एकदम सानो लेन्थ छ. ओके, this is your, what is this? This is your volume of this infinitely small portion, but what actually you are looking for? You are looking for volume of the solid formed by rotation of this curve about x-axis from A till B. यदेखि B सम्मको भोल्युम चाहियो भने what will you do?
त्यही म्याम अब इन्टिग्रेट गर्दिने यो y लाई
That's it.
चाहिँ उसको फर्ममा राख्ने x को फर्ममा त्यो इक्वेसन
Yes.
बाट थाहा गर्नु.
Yes, very good हैन. So अब त्यति बाँकी रह्यो हाम्रो कि इन्टिग्रेसन गर्न साथ you will get total volume. All right. So if you want to find out total volume of this pot, you pot
ए,
total.
हरेक सोलिड सर्फेसहरुको लागि यही सिलिन्डरकै लजिक हो.
Of course, हामीले कुनै पनि कर्वलाई इन्फाइनाइटली स्मल पोर्सनमा डिवाइड गरेपछि त त्यो dx ले लाइन रिप्रेजेन्ट गर्ने भएन. हामीले इन्टिग्रेसनमा हाम्रो एरिया अन्डर द कर्वमा सेम लजिक लगाएको छैन. हामीले कुनै पनि कर्वलाई एउटा रेक्टेंगलमा इन्फाइनाइटली स्मल रेक्टेंगलको फर्ममा डिवाइड गरेर त्यो रेक्टेंगलको एरिया फाइन्ड आउट गरे हुन्छ हैन. यहाँ चाहिँ सलिड अफ सर्फेस यो जुन dx छ यसलाई रोटेट गर्यो भने तिमीको यो सिलिन्डर टाइपको बनेर आउँछ. अब यो dx भनेको यहाँ पनि dx छ. इफ यु टेक स्मल लेन्थ हियर अल्सो, if you take a small portion here also, it's also cylinder. So A to B means we are going to add all these infinitely many small cylinders and finally we will get the total solid surface a volume for this pot. भनौं न अब according to curve, अब तिमीले y हामीले यहाँ y मा रिप्लेस गर्छौं नि हाम्रो कर्व को according value हैन. So this will give you your desired result. Okay, so अहिले confusion छ किन सबैमा सिलिन्डरको लजिक किन लाग्यो?
हैन म्याम, मलाई त पहिल्यै त्यो सिलिन्डरकै लाग्ला भन्ने कुनै एक्सेप्सन छ कि भनेर मात्र सोधे.
Okay, no other exceptions. हजुर. Okay, so just have a look at these formula. Just give me a moment. Look at these formula.
Hello, ma'am.
विशाल आज अझै कुनै एक्स्ट्रा क्लास हुने हो?
छ सर। यसपछि एकेबी सरको छ। यसपछि होला नि 11 55
Okay.
भन्नुभएको जस्तो लाग्यो अस्ति।
Formula for volume, है ना? About x-axis, it is about y-axis. Then what change you are going to get here? What change you are going to make here?
X square dy.
आवाज आइरहेको छैन मेरो?
त्यो मैले हजुरको क्वेशन के थियो त्यो बुझिन।
मेरो आवाज
आएको छ हजुरको आवाज आएको छ।
विशाल
हजुर म्याम। अहिले आइरहेको खै भर्खरै एकचोटि आएन। फेरि बोल्नु त। आवाज नआएको हो कि मैले नसुने हो? मेरोमा चाहिँ प्रब्लम भयो क्या। फेनको आवाजै आएको छैन।
छैन हाम्रो पनि आएको छैन।
मेरो आवाज आयो?
आयो म्याम आयो।
विशाल
आयो म्याम आयो।
आयो। Okay. Y-axis. अहिले भर्खर हामीले जुन हेर्यो, it was rotation about x-axis. And what change you are going to make here in this formula?
X र y interchange.
Am I sharing? Yes. अरे भाइरसका लक्षणहरू जस्तै ज्वरो आउने अहिले हेरौँ है ए आयो आवाज मेरो सबैलाई हैन
आएको छु
ओके सो यसो गरौँ फर्मुला क्विकली डिस्कस गरौँ तिमीको क्लास छ अब यसपछि क्लास छ यसपछि
त्यो एकेबी सरले लिने भन्नुभएको थियो 11 पसमा हो कि 11 पसन्नमा म बिर्से ठ्याक्कै
ओके
सायद
सो
पसन्नमा
55
त्यस्तै भयो अब फोन गरेर सोध्नुपर्छ एकछिन
ल यो फर्मुला डिस्कस गरिहालौँ यो जुन रोटेसन छ अघि हामीले एक्स एक्सिसको अबाउट गर्यो अब यसै यही रोटेसनलाई सिनारियो चेन्ज गरेर हेरौँ हाम्रो फर्मुलामा के चेन्ज आउँछ सपोज यु आर रोटेटिङ अबाउट वाइ एक्सिस
क्लास छ र अरु ठाउँमा
हजुर अहिले
हजुर अहिले अरु ठाउँमा छ र
छैन मेरो क्लास
छैन भने हजुरले यो पिरियड लिँदा हुन्छ होला हजुरलाई मिल्छ भने
ए हुन्छ मलाई मिल्छ
ए
तर
11 पसन्द भन्नुभयो कि अस्ति है एकेबी सरले चाहिँ
हजुर 11 पछन्न भन्नु एकेबी सरले त्यही भएर
ओके 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 मलाई यसो 5 मिनट्स ब्रेक चाहिँ चाहिन्छ त्यसो भए पहिले यो फर्मुला डिस्कस गरिहालौँ फर्मुला डिस्कस गरौँ अनि त्यसपछि लेट्स टेक 5 मिनट्स ब्रेक एन्ड देन वी विल टार्गेट टु कम्प्लिट दिस एक्सरसाइज है ओके
म्याम
let's come to the point let's quickly come to the point okay so your curve is rotating about y axis अब चाहिँ तिमीको रोटेसन यसरी भइराछ सपोज हामीले लिमिट्स अफ इन्टिग्रेसन मैले यहाँ सेम नै लिए a to b y is changing from a to b ओके यहाँ a देखि b सम्मको सलिड सर्फेस हजुर
के रे स्क्रिन शेयर नभएको हो कि मेरोमा न
हैन यता त
आइराछ स्क्रिन शेयर भइरहेछ
ए त्यसो भएपछि म दोस्रो चोटि आउँछु
न
मेरोमा प्रब्लम
ओके सो यस यो फर्मुलामा के चेन्ज गर्दैन कि तिमीको यो y एक्सिस को लागि होस् अबाउट y एक्सिस सो लेट्स चेन्ज द सिनेरियो yes come on quickly tell me
x र y रिप्लेस गरिदिदा हुन्छ
that's it हैन यो केसमा चाहिँ तिम्रो रेडियस को ठाउँमा x हुने भयो अनि लेन्थ को ठाउँमा सरी यु क्यान से हाइट को ठाउँमा dy हुने भयो that's it यति मात्रै चेन्ज गर्न साथ you have changed your formula according to your situation okay yes last time I mentioned that if we have to talk about this small length we can also mention it as ds हामीले अघि dx भने ds पनि भन्न मिल्छ now because we have rectification also so in case of when we are looking for surface area हेर्दा फेरि चाहिँ हाम्रो फर्मुलामा के क्याल्कुलेसन को लागि के युज गरेछ इट इज युजिङ दिस कर्व्ड लेन्थ ds ओके कर्व्ड लेन्थ सो तिमीको फर्मुला के थियो pi r square h was for volume 2 pi r h भनौं कि 2 pi r l भनौं l slant height okay so 2 pi r l let's take it l हैन so 2 pi r को ठाउँमा same situation y if it is about x axis rotation is about x axis then r radius को ठाउँमा y and length को ठाउँमा चाहिँ ds आउने भयो now ds त राखेर भएन हामीले x र y को टर्ममा चेन्ज गर्नै पर्यो सो x र y को टर्ममा कसरी चेन्ज गर्ने we will be using this formula from rectification को formula use गरेर okay so let me minimize this screen okay so rectification को formula ds को ठाउँमा you all I hope you all remember हामीले हेरे थियो कसरी आउँछ हाम्रो 1 plus dy by dx square into dx so that's your dx sorry ds is whole of this okay so that's going to give you your surface area of solid of revolution for y equals to x f of x for curve about x axis now let me mention that only these two formula will work for rest of the all situation okay तिमीको polar curve होस् कि parametric curves होस् we are going to use the same formula so you don't have to remember many things here you just remember what how we derived this formula. You yaad rakhyo bhane, if you remember this concept which I explained right now, you won't be able to forget this formula, as well as you have to use it according to question also. So तिमीको यो question मा certain changes आउन साथ तिमीको formula मा पनि accordingly changes आउँछ. So you will be make out that changes also. So let me tell you how. अब तिमीको polar parametric र polar मा कसरी use गर्ने same formula, that I will tell you with the help of question. हामीले जब यससँग related question गर्छौं, there you will get to know. Okay, so now screen hang भयो. Now just imagine that your rotation is not about x-axis. If it is about any line which is parallel to x-axis, let's say y equals to c. So let me show you a graph for that. Can you tell me what will be your volume in that case? Let me show you its graph. This one. We are talking about this situation. Okay, suppose this is your curve. Your curve is rotating about this line, which is y equals to c. From A till B, you have to find out its volume of the solid formed. Okay, यसलाई rotate गरेर जुन solid surface बन्छ, त्यो solid surface को चाहिँ हामीलाई volume चाहियो. Okay. What change you are going to make in your formula?
y को ठाउँमा y minus c हुन्छ होला.
रेडियस चाहिँ अब त्यसरी आउँछ.
Yes, exactly. अब रेडियस मात्रै डिफरेंट भयो हैन, अरु त के डिफरेंट छैन नि हैन. So very good. You are going to get only this thing is different. Your distance. अब चाहिँ radius हाम्रो यो distance भयो, and this distance is this total distance. This total green length is y, and this small length is c. यहाँ देखिए यहाँसम्मको length c भयो. I mean to say height. So your total final height is y minus c. Okay. So this in this formula, wherever there is y, just replace it by y minus c. अब यहाँ चाहिँ square पनि छ, but यता चाहिँ y मात्रै छ. So simply y minus c. Okay. Now again, let's change the scenario. फेरि scenario change गरौँ. Okay, what are we going to do? We are not going to rotate about this line. We are going to rotate about another line. Again, y equals to c. Again, y equals to c. Then what change you are going to get now? अब चाहिँ rotation यसरी भइरहेछ. Now your rotation is like this.
c minus y हुन्छ होला.
Very good. This length is c and this length is y. So अब यो radius भनेको तिमीको यो length भयो. So this is going to be c minus y. C minus y. So in this case, c minus y square and c minus y. So माथिको formula मा त खासै फरक पर्दैन because we have square here. But तलको formula को लागि you have to be careful. Okay. So you see, now you can easily make out अब यही same situation about y-axis को लागि पनि हुन सक्छ, जुन हामीले एउटा question को through पनि गर्छौं. There also you will make out your formula own formula. Okay. Now next question. Let's start with the let's take a break first. अहिले formula मा के confusion छ? यही दुईटा formula मात्रै हो, यसैलाई सबैमा apply गर्ने. Okay, so let's have a break. For how much of break will be sufficient for you all?
अब 11:20 मा जोइन गरौँ न.
20 मा अहिले कति भइरहेछ? 14 भइरहेछ. Okay, 11:20.